Fighting robots. Science fiction comes to life. Karatis. Iron Glory. Here we go. It looks like Iron Glory is standing up while Karatis proceeds forward relentlessly. He wants to close the distance as quickly as possible. Look at that left arm come up. They're looking for the highlight reel knockout.
Closing in. And got him.
Firing! Karatis utilizing his speed advantage. And it's over. Just like that. And here comes the Megabots crew.
Yeah.
Let's hope Matt and Guy are okay.
Okay.
Guy is out of the cockpit. This was a stunning defeat for Team Megabots. Matt seems to be fine as well.
Get him there. Nobody smells gasoline. Yep.
I'm like shaking right now. Okay. Yep.
Quite a fall, you guys.
That sucked.
Let's go down to Mari. She's caught up with Tsudabashi.
本当にぶちましたね。どういう気分ですか今？
怖かった。もうなんかもう手ちょっと震えちゃって。
もう中に入っている時、クラタスと心合体した感じしました？
いやもうそれどころじゃなかったね。もうよくわかんないからとりあえずまっすぐ行って殴るんだと思ったんだけど。
まあ次はイーグルプライムです。タクティクス変わりますか？
今回多分倍になってくるから重量が多分そんなに簡単に倒れないと思うんですよ。だからちょっとまあ作戦はちょっと言えないで。
わかりました。まあこのバトルでは感動しましたよ。
ありがとうございます。
頑張ってください。
Let's check out the Duel 1 replay.
It looks like Iron Glory's cannonball actually broke in the barrel. It had no effect on Karatas. Matt was trying to aim two guns simultaneously. Looks like he couldn't line up the missile launcher in time.
Whether or not that cannonball hit, Karatis was just coming in way too fast.
And given how much momentum Karatas had, that punch was destined to knock Iron Glory down.
All right, back to Mari, who's with Team Megabots.
You guys, that was insane. Are you physically okay right now?
The fall was pretty tough. As soon as I saw the robot coming in and felt it going over, I grabbed my helmet and tried to brace myself. It was over pretty fast.
That battle is not how you thought it was gonna go. How are you feeling about your defeat?
I mean, they got in close. Did what he was gonna do.
You've got Eagle Prime coming in now. It was built for this exact battle. How do you think your strategy is gonna change?
We have the weight advantage for the next robot. I'm hoping the next battle goes better.
Good luck to you guys. Back to you, Mike.
So it's 1-0 Japan, Karata-san, and Team Tsudabashi. Sarah, remember we talked earlier about how Karatas was specifically designed to break down or take out Iron Glory. And it's no surprise they utilize their speed advantage and a very precise attack. But now it's prime time. Time for Eagle Prime. And this Megabot is certainly built for metal-to-metal combat.
I mean, it has so many upgrades. It can fire 6 times the cannonballs. It has modular weapons and software upgrades.
All right, tell me about these software upgrades and what we can expect to see.
If you think about it like robot anatomy, Iron Glory had to manually control every muscle. So 1, 2, 3, it's a little bit slow.
Right.
Eagle Prime, however, can actually have coordinated joint movements. And they have 8 pre-programmed moves, so all Matt has to do is push a button and it will do an uppercut.
The Americans, Team Megabots, looking to even the score, and we've got the best seat in the house. It's time for duel number 2, Eagle Prime versus Karatas, our tale of the tech. And we focus solely on Eagle Prime. 16 foot tall when standing, weighs 12 tons, twice as heavy as Iron Glory. And you want to talk about an upgrade, it's 18 times more powerful, from 24 to 430 horsepower.
And don't forget, it's bottom heavy. 60% of its weight is in its base.
Karatas, Eagle Prime, here we go. And there's the horn. Karatas moving in, taking cover behind that wall of barrels.
This is the best it's ever felt.
Eagle Prime gets off the first shot, but it looks like it breaks up inside the barrel. The second shot is effective, exposing Karatas to another attack.
Keep going, keep going. I want to close in on him.
Eagle Prime crashes through the barrels.
I bet you they can't even feel that. That robot is 12 tons.
And there's a third shot.
Okay, I hit him. I don't know if it's doing anything, but I hit him.
How about this? Karatas launches a drone.
He launched a drone. Keep going, keep going. I see it. Don't let it distract you.
They've spotted it. They're going to try to knock it out. And they make contact with it.
It's on. It's stuck on the cockpit.
Look at that. Smoke is pouring out of the drone.
He's coming. I see him coming on the monitors. Get me to the car. Let's block him with the car. Let's block him with the car.
Landing a huge right hook on the top vehicle there. And it comes crashing down.
Nice.
Team Megabots is really taking advantage of the 430 horsepower that they have. That allows Matt and Guy to really control the arena with that arm.
Okay, go around the car. A little more. Really clearing it. He's coming for us.
Eagle Prime, Karatas, engage in close combat. A big body shot by Karatas.
Get that arm.
Keep in mind, that steel fist is 600 pounds. And another body shot. Karatas looking to do damage. Eagle Prime counters with the claw. Oh, firing a big shot. That connects. And another. Eagle Prime targeting the midsection of Karatas.
Keep pushing.
Oh, check this out. Eagle Prime using that cannon as a battering ram, targeting the area on Karatas that has a lot of sensitive electronics.
I don't think he can move.
Eagle Prime continuing to do damage with that cannon. These armor panels are being torn off of Karatas.
The robot stopped. Going safe. Locking out.
Wait a second.
Engine
All
off.
right, the robots now appear to be stuck.
All right, we really need to swap this cannon out.
So Karatas and Eagle Prime are basically stuck. In fighting terms, they're stuck in the clinch.
Right, it looks like they hit the E-stop, which immediately shut down both robots.
So now it's time to reset, retool, and continue the duel. All right, let's check back in with Mari, who's with Karata-san.
倉田さん、もうイーグルプライム殴りましたね。どんな感じでした？
殴ったね。ガンガン感触もあったし、多分多少は効いたと思うけど、やっぱりちょっと体重負けしてる気がするね。
そうですね。で、目つぶし作戦はどう思いました？よく行きました？
そこまでは規定通りうまくいってる。ただその後がちょっとうまくない。
で、次のラウンドに入るんですけども、この指 大変もう残念ですよね。相当ダメージが起こってます。
やっぱ物作る人にはねちょっと手って結構象徴的だから、ちょっと屈辱感じるしなんかやっておりますよ。
こんなダメージ起こってるんですけどもまだ勝てますか？
大丈夫、ぶっ壊します。
かっこいいです。頑張ってください。
Let's take a look at the Duel 2 replay. After a cannon malfunction, Eagle Prime gets off a beautiful shot.
You can see Kurata's armor took a hell of a beating from the opening shot.
Karatas counters with a distraction technique, utilizing a drone. But that doesn't stop Eagle Prime from delivering a massive blow to the Tower of Cars, leaving a trail of destruction in the arena. Karatas moved in and delivered a punch of its own, slamming into that front grille of Eagle Prime as the two robots squared off point blank. Eagle Prime using the cannon any way it can to get an advantage. But these robots are locked together and had to be reset. Let's check back in with Mari, who's with Team Megabots.
You guys, how was that?
That is how it's done. You grab them, you beat the out of them.
Yeah, you guys had some crazy punches. For all of us who don't get to be in that, what is that like?
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. You're getting rocked around. It's kind of a little bit scary as you're kind of anticipating, am I going to fall over if I grab them or if I push too hard? So there's a lot to think about, kind of how you're landing those attacks.
I can only live vicariously through you guys. Now, what did you think of Karatas' secret weapon?
When I saw it launch, I just remember yelling at Guy, saying, there's a drone, there's a drone. And I really wasn't prepared to see things coming from the sky, but my first reaction was just like, get the claw up, try to swat it. Looks like I hit it, but it ended up on the cockpit anyways.
Now, I see there's a weapon swap going on. What can we expect from Team Megabots?
So I think we realized that once we get in close, the cannon isn't that effective. I was trying to use it as a battering ram as we were kind of entangled there, but I think we need to focus on something that can deal a little more damage up close.
I think it's time for some like good old-fashioned American melee. I think that's where this is going.
There you go. Very excited to see you guys. Good luck.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Both robots are now reset and ready.
Alright, let's do this. Get those arms in the air.
Eagle Prime, Karatas, here we go.
Alright, moving forward.
Karatas getting into position, turning slightly. And Eagle Prime takes the lead here, knocking over barrels with that powerful chainsaw.
Let's go.
That's a 4-foot, 40-horsepower chainsaw, and it was originally designed to cut through rock.
We'll see how Karatas attempts to deal with this attack.
Okay, he's moving. He's firing, he's firing.
Those 6 barrels can fire up to 2,000 rounds per minute. That could easily take out Eagle Prime's cameras.
Are those paintballs? What are you thinking? Okay, move over to that light truss. Let's try something.
Wow, Eagle Prime has grabbed the lighting truss. It's all coming down, folks. Karadas keeps unloading on Eagle Prime relentlessly.
Oh my god.
What? Oh, that's awesome.
It's ridiculous. What do you think about this? Nice. Engaging. Grab him.
And Zara, that truss gets tossed to the side. Eagle Prime approaches Karadas, and now it appears a shoving match is taking place.
I got him. I got his arm. I got his hand. That thing got bent up.
That chainsaw is now activated.
Locking up on his hand. Bumpers are failing.
Taking it down systematically.
Oh my
Man,
God,
they're coming our way.
I don't
what are you
think-
worried about? You're the
No.
robotics expert.
That's why I'm scared. I think
What
we
are you
should go.
talking about? Can he get the finish right here?
God.
Wow!
We're getting close,
This
man.
is crazy.
No, I don't.
Well,
no.
what?
I think we
Hold
should
up!
go. No, we should
Get the out of here! I have never seen anything like this. The chainsaw's still eating away at Karadas' shoulder. And we have a winner. Team Megabots, Eagle Prime.
That's how it's done, baby.
You know, it's really amazing, the turn of events that has happened here. Karadas came out so strong in that first fight, toppling Iron Glory almost immediately. But then the momentum shifted to Team Megabots. Eagle Prime went on the aggressive, utilized that chainsaw for an outstanding finish. Here comes Karada-san, showing great sportsmanship. Big smiles all around, a true class act. History has been made.
Two worthy opponents in the first ever giant robot duel. USA versus Japan. Team Megabots, how are you feeling?
Pretty good, pretty good. Obviously, things went pretty well for us there. We've got an awesome team. I wanted to thank everybody who helped put this together. It's crazy.
Awesome. It was just an amazing experience. Both fights, I think, were just out of this world. It's what we've been waiting for. This is it.
And Kurata-san, 一言。
すっげえ楽しかった。
What does the future hold?
I think it's time to make this a sports league. I think it's time to get some rules, some weight classes, bring this show on the road. Let's do it. Good fight. Worth it.
Thank you, thank you.
What an amazing spectacle. Back to you, Mike.
So when it is all said and done, Eagle Prime wins the gold at this first ever giant robot fight. For Sara Nadiri and Mari Takahashi, this is Mike Goldberg saying so long from the steel mill in Japan.
Where am I looking?
And we're on.
Alrighty. Welcome everyone to Megabots headquarters. Before we begin, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching the Giant Robot Duel. I'm Jake, VP of BD here at Megabots and your host tonight. I'm here with Matt Orline and Guy Cavalcanti, our co-founders and mech pilots. They've risked. I was just gonna say they've risked life and limb to bring you tonight's fight, and I was gonna say let's hold for a round of applause. But yeah, obviously hats off to these guys for making it all possible. This has been 2 years and a couple $1 million in the making, and tonight's tonight. Well, to guess from there, we'll begin tonight's Q&A. I'll start with a few softballs here.
Also, if you want to ask us questions,
yeah.
ask at Megabots.
Exactly. Yeah, we're going to talk to the winners right now. But if you do have any questions for us, send them to ask@megabots.com. Once again, that's ask@megabots.com. All right. I guess to kick things off,
Our email server is going to be overloaded.
Yeah, it's fucking. Well, excellent. Obviously, the first question here is the obvious one. How'd you guys come up with this?
We started out by playing a lot of video games as kids, and just sort of like it's Megabots is sort of this collective childhood dream, right? Like you play these video games, you watch the cartoons, you read the comic books. They feature giant fighting robot battles, and you're always thinking to yourself, like, man, wouldn't it be cool if I lived in a future that included that? And so, the goal has been to make that future a reality. I'm just going to be the one to credit Guy with being the first person to be like, giant fighting robots should be a thing. So maybe you can talk a little bit about.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up playing, I grew up super dorky playing BattleTech, the tabletop game, and then playing MechWarrior video games. Went to high school, got into FIRST Robotics, went to college, did a robotics degree, worked at Boston Dynamics where we were making these legged robots, like Big Dog and Petman and Atlas and things like that, and just sat there and realized we could make them arbitrarily large. Like, this is the tech. Like, we could just blow these up, use different types of hydraulic tech to get this big, but it's like the dream come to life. It's so many movies, brought to life as best we possibly can.
Absolutely, it was Gundam for me. But what was it like piloting these robots?
Which part?
Japan. So the battle was in Japan, which we've got from the video. It was the thing I didn't anticipate was it was so hot over there, and we failed to put air conditioning in the robots. We were just in there. It was a sweaty mess, and I just remember having that cockpit closed and being like, why did we not put an air conditioner or even ventilation? It was just like this sealed off box, and it was just sweaty and miserable the whole time.
The thing, Eagle Prime is so you're riding a 430 horsepower Corvette engine, right? That's redlining. So you're basically in a supercar that's not moving but redlining, right? And you feel the hydraulic fluid going to the manifolds, so the whole thing is shaking a little bit as the fluid is going in the manifolds in the arms. And then you throw a punch, and the whole robot just throws you around and does this thing. And then it's amazing because it simultaneously doesn't feel like that much. When we were getting punched, even the impact from Kuratas didn't feel like much. It was like a jolt, but then the whole robot moves, right? It's like a catapult, flinging you to the ground or just rocking back and forth. But you don't feel the hits. You feel the movement of the whole robot happening without you being able to do anything about it.
I kind of compare it to you go to a theme park and you get in a roller coaster or some ride that moves you around a lot. It's there is no amount of pushback you can do with your body to prevent that. Whatever it wants to do to you, you are just at its whim. And so when you're that high up and you're kind of wobbling around and getting hit, it feels like a theme park ride to me.
Sounds like a nightmare to me, but congratulations and appreciate you guys obviously stepping in there. How do you control the robots?
So I'm in the back, I'm the driver. I got 2 joysticks. We like argued for a long time about what the control scheme was going to be. So we ended up making a bunch of control schemes, but the one that I like using is double sticks. So you control the tank treads yourself, and then the left joystick stands and sits the robot. You lean from side to side, and you lean the ankles all with one stick. And so you get this kind of like combination. The driver just does the lower half, and you're just concentrating on like getting the gunner where they need to go, not screwing up their aim, and just doing what you can.
And compared that to Iron Glory, our older robot, it's like, especially in the backseat for the driver, like they're just like 5 levers connected to some valves that you are just wrenching around. There's no electronics in the backseat. It's just like driving old farm equipment. And in the front, there's like, video game joysticks we got on Amazon, like USB joysticks. And so to see the progression from like hacked together farm equipment, Amazon video game stuff to like, weatherized, like industrial grade hardware, and like, it's just like a whole completely different experience.
Excellent. My next question comes in via Twitch, actually. This is Shining Hatsaya. His question comes in is, are there strict weapon rules? Like if ever pneumatic pile drivers are allowed?
So the weapons were kind of a discussion, right? So it's like, nobody is in this to murder the other pilot, right? That's
Not yet.
like rule no. So rule number 1 is like, we're trying to not kill each other. We're in a 12-ton machine. Karada-san's in a 6.5-ton machine. Our old machine's 6 tons. Just like a forearm falling off the robot, that's 500 pounds hitting the ground, right? So we did a bunch of testing. This is one of our YouTube videos. We had like the chainsaw, which is a repurposed rock trencher. We had the what we called the dentist, which is a stump grinder. We tested the dentist, and it shredded everything. We built a mock-up of Karada-san, like plates were 1/4-inch plates were flying off the robot. Yeah. The frame was disintegrating. We're like, well, that's really cool. There's no way we're going to put this on the robot because we would murder him, right? So it's this balance, and like you'll notice, we didn't throw punches directly at his cockpit, right? Like we're trying not to kill the dude. So like, it's this weird combination of like trying to destroy another robot, trying not to kill the guy, right? But like, we're trying to chip away at these robots and take them offline. But it's a strange sport. It's not BattleBots. It's not a one-hit, you explode, right? It's like, how do we not punch a chainsaw straight through this guy's cockpit, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we wanted to pick things that were like not going to just end the fight right away, right? No like flamethrowers, no like spray salt
Corrosives.
water all over their electronics or something, something like that. Like the goal is to produce an entertaining fight, and so we chose weapons appropriate to that.
Excellent. You guys, you famously challenged Japan for this duel. Have you guys been challenged yourselves? Have you gotten any challenges?
So yeah, we've been talking to like on the order of 24 groups around the world who all want to be building these robots or have robots of their own. So that's coming.
And for those of you watching, perhaps some of those teams we may be fighting next. So make sure you subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. There's a mailing list on the website to figure out who we fight next. Also buy some t-shirts.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Giant robots we need to pay for those.
Ad break ending in 5 seconds,
They look
4
great.
seconds,
They look great, don't
3
they?
seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Okay,
And back to
and
the
we're
interview.
back.
And back, yeah. Now for a little bit harder question, one that keeps coming up. Why didn't you guys go with a pure live stream?
So every break that you saw there was like a day of repair and reset, right? So like something going wrong on a chainsaw, some like hose leaking at the end of a fight that's like buried inside the track base of the Eagle Prime robot, right? Or like something going wrong is not a fix it on the live stream kind of thing. Like it is we're here until midnight with the whole team turning wrenches and getting it ready to fight again. And I cannot think of more boring live streams than like sitting there. Like I love John. I don't know where John is, but there you go. I cannot think of a more boring live stream than watching John like slowly turn a number of wrenches across the entire track base.
Coming soon, the John channel. You can subscribe.
Nothing
Megabots
but,
John.
Nothing but wrenches.
Which is like, you just watch him go. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. I got another one coming in from, this one's from Reddit, from Game Lizard. He asks, what cost the most money and what took the most time?
The hydraulics are probably the most, in Eagle Prime, actually in both robots, I think it's definitely the hydraulic systems. You know, just like we're using, especially on Eagle Prime, some of the fastest, highest flow hydraulic valves in the world. And like it is, you know, they're normally meant for very specialized equipment. And that's sort of what enables that like really fluid movement you see in Eagle Prime. So just working with hydraulics is generally pretty expensive. I mean, it's very, very ruggedized equipment that's meant to operate in really harsh environments. You know, this stuff is usually on like construction equipment, mining equipment, that kind of stuff. And so you're looking at like those type of prices. So
we're talking, just for reference, right? So like Eagle Prime has 26 valves in it. They range in price between $3,500 and $5,000. They mount to custom manifolds that cost $10,000, right? So like that's the level of hardware. And when Matt says fastest valves, he means most responsive, right? So there's like the amount of fluid you can flow, which is like how fast the limb ends up moving, and then there's the frequency the valves can modulate, which is how responsive it is. So if you want like a giant walking robot, you need the fastest responding valves in the world to keep balance. Right, so what we did here is we said we just need the best responding valves for like coordinated motions of the arms, the legs, things like that. And now we need to think about how to back that off so it doesn't cost the like millions of dollars in hardware and labor to make these
science
things.
Lesson here on,
on
the live stream.
Absolutely. Big question here is, guys, has there ever been any injuries? Anyone get hurt?
I had a battery explode in my face at some point. I think this was during
Comic-Con?
Comic-Con New York. So like way back in the early days.
3 years ago.
Wow, that was a long time ago. We built part of Iron Glory. At the time, we called it the Mark I, and it was basically like half a robot that kind of sat on a trailer. And you know, at this time, it was just like a few dudes trying to start this crazy thing. And so we brought the Mark I out to Comic-Con New York, and I remember there was this big tray of batteries that were sitting underneath. Sitting inside this thing that it was powered by batteries, so you could operate it inside. And there was like this plywood board with like some C-clamps that were holding, I don't know, like a hydraulic pump or something like that. And I remember it fell and the C-clamps like arced across the battery terminals and the robot stopped working. And I kind of like looked in there to see what was going on, to see just like sparks flying inside this battery cage. And that was right when a lead acid battery just like exploded inside there, and I just like ducked out of there as quickly as possible. I got a little bit of acid on my face, but I was able to kind of like wipe it off quickly to not be deformed.
Since then, we have cared a lot more about safety. I do want to say that like this team in this facility, like we do take that very seriously at this point, because like again, the robots are now 12 tons. So everybody here is now like super laser focused on like, Eagle Prime has 5-point harnesses. Eagle Prime has, all of these safety mechanisms we designed to Army ingress and egress standards. And like, the early days were like crazy, let's just build a robot as quickly as possible. And now it's like, okay, there are 16 people working here. We got to make sure everybody's taken care of and safe. And like, we want to do dangerous things with the robots we build. We don't want to build them dangerously. It's a big difference. But yeah, I mean, even where like at the duel itself, right? It's still like we had sat there and done the math and figured out what it would take to be safe in the robots. Yeah, so.
Well, clearly it paid off. I mean, guys always took a big hit there, and vice versa, inflicting a lot of damage on Karada-san. What was up with that eagle? Got a giant eagle on the shoulder of the bot?
Stylistic choices. So, I mean, come on, we're representing the USA in a giant robot duel, and what is like the most American symbol is a giant eagle. So,
Or a cheeseburger.
Our original concept art for Eagle Prime, and back then it wasn't even called Eagle Prime, it was just called Mark III. But the concept art for Eagle Prime actually had 2 eagles on the shoulders, and we wanted to put like some kind of chain guns inside the mouths or like flamethrowers or something crazy like that. And so that was just kind of the result of like, we have to keep at least some of that craziness from that concept art. And so that's what carried through. And so it's sort of comic in nature, but you know, it's,
We do have something that goes in it. It was not done for the duel. I think that will be a surprise for like maybe a live stream later. We don't have 2 eagles because we wouldn't be able to get into the robot if we had 2 eagles. We found that out the dumb way. And so we have the one on the shoulder, which we take off or put on, but we have something that we really want to put in there and test out pretty soon.
And for this next one, I might need earmuffs from Matt and Guy's mom and dad. But what is the stupidest thing you've ever done with the robots?
definitely put giant knives on it and chop a piano and a washing machine and I think a tiki hut at some point. So we did. There's a YouTube video you can watch.
Yeah,
it.
that
It's on our
was
YouTube
with
channel.
Simone Yetch, the queen of shitty robots. We built giant knives to imitate her chopping machine and scale them up to 500 pounds.
Yeah, ridiculous. That was a very fun day. It was just like, let's just see what crazy crap the robot can chop up.
Excellent. And something about a bird sanctuary is what I heard of. We're not going to talk about it. That's for the next Q&A.
That's for different audience.
Stay tuned. So how many people work at Megabots?
16, 17?
17, something like 17 full-time. 18.
18.
19. 20. It just keeps going up.
I think we are hiring. What powers the robots?
Gasoline engines.
Gas engines, which we are soon switching because gas engines overheat. So Iron Glory is powered by a 24 horsepower little engine driving a gear pump. Eagle Prime is driven by a Corvette engine. So we actually worked with a group called How and How Technologies. They make tanks out in Maine, and they put in an LS engine into the track base. And then we decided we wanted something even bigger, and we put in a LS3. And so now we're at a 430 horsepower driving those pumps. So.
Did you guys ever take it electric or hybrid? Or?
Ooh. Well, we definitely want to take a diesel. That is the right answer for like big equipment. We want to make it electric, but I think, Miles, do you remember what the electric number was, the battery pack? 1.2 gigawatts.
1.2 gigawatts.
Like actually, if you zapped a DeLorean with it, you would go into the.
Yeah,
We'll be going 88.
I think like realistically, there's like some application of like if we want to run these things inside conference halls and stuff like that, having just like a small external electric power plant that you can sort of plug in is super useful, but it's going to run a lot slower. But that's like
I think a Formula E battery pack, we were looking at this, a Formula E battery pack would give us about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes of runtime if we had a pure electric motor driving the robot.
Excellent. So for all the fans out there, how did they become a pilot?
Subscribe to our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
5,
YouTube,
4, 3,
mailing list,
2,
very, very
1.
important. We'll be announcing
And
more
we're
about
back.
that soon. And here we are.
Great. And obviously the big one here is what's the favorite part of your job?
For me, I think it's like giving people this feeling of holy shit. Oh, I don't know if I can say that. Well, whatever. I said it. Too late. It's live. I live in this future that I never thought was going to be possible. So like we're all about sort of bringing childhood dreams to life, and when people kind of experience Megabots for the first time, whether it's seeing the robot in person or watching some of our YouTube content, they're just like, holy crap, I never thought this would, you're fighting another country? Like, what? Like, it's just, it's crazy.
So I think for me, my background is coming from a defense contractor, right? Like, we made projects for the military, and they were ultimately only ever prototypes, and they weren't really going to go anywhere. They're very complex, right? It's very hard to bring that kind of complex robot to a level of robustness where they can be used in the field. And if previously, if you're a robotics company in the US, you get money from the military, right? And so you develop from the military, and that's fine. There's another path of making these kind of like consumer gadgets, right? Like make low-cost robots that, vacuum floors and things like that. But those are kind of like the big paths in the US for making a robotics company. And I think like both of our dreams here is like, there has to be more to it, right? Like we live in the future. We've been watching science fiction movies. We've been playing the games. We've been watching the TV shows for like 60 some odd years that feature this kind of stuff. And like what are we doing with our technology, right? Like, are we just making military prototypes? Are we just making like little appliances? Or are we like actually creating the future that we want to be in? And like this is a first step. Yeah. This is like where it starts. This is identifying the technology, figuring out how to make these dreams come to life, but it's a commitment to that, right? It's saying like, yep, we start here, who knows where the hell we end up, but like at the end of the day, if we're not concentrating on it, if we're not working on it, if we're not doing it, it's never gonna get done. It's not gonna happen magically that like Optimus Prime steps out of the movie screen and says like, all right, you're about to actually be invaded by aliens and I'm here to stop it, right? Like it's hard work to actually do the thing. And that's what brings me so much joy in this job is like figuring out how do we do that? How do we get there?
Well, I think that was a first step, second step, and third step because that was a lot of fun, and I think that turned out great. One thing I like to do from here is just kind of a fast round. Just final fast questions, one or the other here. First one, Mech Warrior or Titanfall?
Mech Warrior.
Mech Warrior.
Sorry.
Easy decision.
Just old school. Yeah.
All right. This one actually comes in through Reddit. End of Century wrote this. Gundam or Pacific Rim?
Pac Rim.
I enjoy the process of getting drunk and watching Pacific Rim.
There you
but
go.
That is the only context in which I will watch it.
Charlie Hunnam's acting, though, is just amazing. The chain sword or the dentist?
Ooh. Dentist.
I like the dentist for sure. Yeah.
We felt a little sad
Yeah.
not making a weapon out of it.
This one's for Guy. Boston or the Bay Area?
Ooh. Ooh. I'm going to go with the Bay Area.
Yeah, there we go.
And he never visited Boston again.
And this one's for Matt. Hair gel or pomade?
I actually use a glue in my hair, so I use neither of those things. But
and who does your hair? It's just so.
I have a professional every morning come and do my hair. I guess pomade is maybe closer to glue than gel is. So.
Absolutely. We'll have to get the
that.
Megabot signature line coming out soon by L'Oreal here.
Yeah.
How much are we doing on time? Can I go through this? All right. We actually have some more questions coming in. This one's via Game Memo on Twitch. Was it legal to take the lamp and use it as a shield?
So there were relatively few rules we could agree on. When you're in it, it's like everything is malleable, right? Like the world is just a big cardboard box that you can punch through.
So Guy and I, before that round, we were kind of like, those lighting trusses, I bet we could probably actually grab one of those. So we kind of had it in the back of our minds, if there's an opportunity to grab that thing, we should do that.
In the moment, it's also they're paintballs. Our robot is made of 3/4 inch thick plate steel. They're paintballs. And so, I don't know. I just kind of felt like screwing around a little bit at that point. I don't know. It was weird.
Well, I think it turned out for the best. And Perp Drank Zero asks, how did you transport the bots to Japan?
So they ship just like you would ship any big piece of construction equipment. So we've got to learn a lot of interesting things about international logistics, actually starting this company. And so generally the way it works is a big semi-truck shows up to Fortress 1. Oop, our battery ran out on our flight. So we're in the dark now. A big semi-truck shows up, we drive the robot on top of it, we chain it down, it goes to a port, and then they lift it off the truck onto a thing called a flat rack, which is just the bottom of a shipping container. It's a shipping container without walls. Chain it down to that, and then all of the equipment at the port can kind of handle that 40-foot equivalent unit, with the cranes and everything at the port. And then it goes on a cargo ship, and off it goes. And then sort of the reverse process happens when it goes to Japan. Sure.
Yeah, and so Eagle Prime actually had to be broken down into 6 unique pieces, I think. The track base and lower legs, the torso, upper arms, the lower arms. Basically, we had to ship those pieces, assemble them on site, and it was us talking to one of our technicians, talking to a translator, talking to a crane signalman, who then signaled the crane operator to actually move the piece into place when we're thousands of miles from home. We don't have repair abilities the same way. Sure. It's super stressful. And then our shipping company was like, actually, if you cut off that and cut off that, you can ship Eagle Prime back in one piece. And I don't think we could have stopped Zach from hopping on the machine faster. It's just because we could just zap off little bits and pieces and then fit it within road regulations to come back in one piece. So it's that kind of thing. That was several months of research and talking to a number of people to figure out how to do that.
Sure. Dylan from Nerdslant writes in, if you guys are doing this fight all over again, what modifications would you make to the Iron Glory, and what would you do differently?
It's a good question. To Iron Glory?
To Iron Glory. And what would you do?
Iron Glory, so what I've been thinking about is Iron Glory, we mated a lower horsepower engine to the tracks than they were supposed to have, right? So you look at a Bobcat, you look at one of these skid steers, they actually are a cohesive unit that has 100 horsepower engine in it plus the pumps. We wanted a specific aesthetic, but ultimately it would have been more effective to have a complete piece of construction equipment that we weld to, that has an engine, that has a pump, that is just ready to go. It would have been faster, a little more powerful. The robot wouldn't have looked the way that it does now. It would look really bulky around the base. But I think that trade-off's kind of worth it.
Yeah, I think for me, I would just rip the paintball guns off. Yeah. I would be let's just make this build it up like a battering ram. Let's get some hand-to-hand weapons on that thing, because we initially built Iron Glory as kind of this it's a kind of a proof of concept robot, and ultimately paint cannonballs don't do a ton to thick steel plates. I thought we would have kind of an opportunity to maybe get in there and disable some electronics and stuff like that, but I want the robots to be pounding each other, so that's probably the biggest change I would make.
Sure. And I got the final question. I think it's the one that everybody's been asking across all of our channels. Mm-hmm. What's next?
Yep. So we got a couple dozen teams that have reached out to us. We've learned a ton from this experience. We've learned how to ship robots. We've learned how to keep people safe in them while things are happening to them, right? So let's open it up. It's not about 2 or 3 robots anymore. It's about people stepping up, repping their cities, repping their states, repping their countries, right? In a battle for global technological dominance, right? This, let us create the future. Let us create the world's next sport.
Yeah.
It's
all about creating a sports league. I mean, that's our goal from the beginning. I want to fight China.
Shots fired. You heard it here.
There are a couple of groups in.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if that happens. But it's all about creating a sports league. So hopefully they'll get involved.
Well, on behalf of everyone from Megabots, and obviously I'm sure the fans as well, we'd like to thank you once again for bringing us the Giant Robot Duel.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Twitch.
Thank you.
Thank you. And with that, we'll wrap it up. Unless you
I think
got
we're
anything
gonna roll the duel once more.
We are. We're going to roll the duel from the top. If there are any further questions, we did an AMA. You can ask them there, and these guys will respond. All right. Thanks again, once again, for tuning in. I'm Jake, and leaving you from Fortress One Megabots HQ in Hayward, California.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Twitch.
Thanks, everybody.
It's the dawn of a new age. For millennia, mankind has tested their limits with fists and gloves. In the world's oldest sport, fighting. Our world has been forged by the hammer of technological progress.
We choose to go to the moon.
We have always dreamed about what the future would hold. And we have used technology to make those dreams come to life. For decades, we've imagined giant fighting machines built in our image. That technology is finally here. The age of giant fighting robots has arrived. Two teams, a world apart, are about to do battle. It's time for the Giant Robot Duel.
Welcome to the Steel Mill. So we are inside this venue in Japan, originally designed to pour steel, and now we are here to break it. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Goldberg. Expect the unexpected. What you will see today is the first of its kind. My partner, robotics expert, Sara Naderi, what will we see in these duels?
These are the largest, heaviest combat robots on Earth. Imagine being able to move around a car as if it was nothing.
The first giant robot in Japan, Karatas. It will duel against not one, but two Megabots from Team USA. And for more on the strategies, we check in with the third member of our broadcast team, Mari Takahashi.
Thanks, Mike. I'll be connecting with both teams throughout the duel to get their strategy, seeing how they're feeling. Emotions are high down here, and it is tense, but there's also a huge level of excitement. I mean, this is a culmination of years of dedication and hard work. It is going to be a dope battle. We'll see you soon.
I've been playing giant fighting robot games since I was a kid. This has been the dream since middle school. It's like making that science fiction come to life. I never thought it was possible, but like, here we are.
大人になった時に必ずもうロボット、巨大ロボットがいるような世界にいるんだと思ってたんだけど、それがなかったから、来てなかったから自分でやってみようかなって思った感じですね。
Giant fighting robots have been a dream for a whole generation of people, really.
Our goal was robot combat from the very beginning. We built Iron Glory to fight at long range and stuck big guns on it.
We really wanted our first fight to be huge, so we went straight to the top and challenged Japan to a giant robot fight.
Sweet Obashi, we have a giant robot, you have a giant robot. You know it needs to happen. We challenge you to a duel.
そう作った時から戦いたいなと思ってたんだよね。いきなりアメリカから来ちゃったから、まあしょうがねえやるかみたいな感じですね。
When they upped the ante to hand-to-hand combat, we realized we actually needed a whole new robot. We solved this the American way. We built a heavier, bigger, more powerful, and way louder machine to beat the snot out of the opposition. That's what we're here to do. That's what everybody's here to see.
There's a huge amount of people who want to see this happen, and to give it to them in their lifetime is insane.
Two years ago, Megabots challenged Tsutobashi to a giant robot duel featuring Iron Glory. Tsutobashi accepted the challenge, but on one condition. He wanted to fight hand-to-hand combat. So, after years of research and development, Eagle Prime was designed specifically to go hand-to-hand against Karadas. Tsutobashi came back and said, wait, I still want to fight Iron Glory. So we will feature not one, but two duels. Tsutobashi's Karadas will fight twice tonight against two different Megabots. All right, here's how you win. Knock down your opponent, disable their robot, and if for any reason their pilot taps out, you take the match. Let's check back in with Mari, who's with Team Megabots.
Now, you guys are about to engage in the first ever giant robot duel. How are you feeling?
A lot has led up to this moment. We're really happy to be here, and I cannot wait to finally get these robots to start pummeling each other. I'm really pumped.
Nice. Now, let's talk about game plan. What is your strategy going in?
Shoot the big guns as quickly as possible. That's the name of the game here. These things are, the paint cannonballs do a ton of damage. I'm gonna stay light on the joysticks and just try to unload as quickly as possible.
Nice. Now, looking at the Karadas robot, do you see a weakness in its build?
Yeah, I would say everything.
Ooh, those be fighting words. Anything else you want to add?
I would just like to thank our fans who've been following us for 3 years now, and for the Iron Glory, our sponsors Autodesk, Fusion 360, A360, and for Parker Hannifin for bringing us out here.
Good luck to you guys.
Matt Orline and Guy Cavalcante say that Iron Glory embraces a Western style of fighting. Big guns, brute force, heavy steel, and designed for the highlight reel knockout.
I mean, right, just look at those cannons. That right arm can shoot a 3-pound paint cannonball at 130 miles per hour. They have to shoot fast and ask questions later.
Karadas, Japan's first giant robot, mirrors the Eastern style of combat designed to take down a much larger opponent, utilizing speed, agility, and hand-to-hand combat capabilities.
Karadas definitely has the advantage of speed, and pair that with his half-ton fist, and I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that punch.
All right, let's check back in with Mari, who's with Team Tsutobashi.
メガボッツのチームはクラタスの弱点は全てだって、何か言い返すことありますか？
その自信の根拠がちょっと分かんないですね。だってうち日本のロボットですよ。勝てるわけないじゃない。
そうですよね。なら今日はドキドキしますか？
メガボッツと戦うことがドキドキするというよりも、このロボットに乗って初めて戦うってことがちょっとドキドキはしてます。
なら最後にメガボッツのチームに何か言いたいことありますか？
多分あっさり倒されると思うからシートベルトしっかり締めて。
おお、もう大変楽しみにしてます。
ありがとうございます。
It's time for duel number 1. Iron Glory versus Karadas. Let's meet the bots. Our tale of the tech. Iron Glory, 15 feet tall when standing, weighs 6 tons, powered by a 24 horsepower engine. It's loaded with cannon ammunition and a missile launcher. Karadas weighed 4 tons initially. It's been upgraded to 6.5 tons. Most significantly, the addition of a half-ton punching arm. Powered by an 87 horsepower engine, it reaches a top speed of 18 miles per hour. And now we go down to the battlefield. On one side, Team USA, Megabots Incorporated with Iron Glory. On the other side, we have Team Japan, Tsutobashi Heavy Industry with Karadas. We are set for this historic first ever battle between two giant fighting robots. Science fiction comes to life. Karadas, Iron Glory, here we go. It looks like Iron Glory is standing up while Karadas proceeds forward relentlessly. He wants to close the distance as quickly as possible. Look at that left arm come up. They're looking for the highlight reel knockout.
Closing in. And we got him.
Firing! Karadas utilizing his speed advantage. And it's over. Just like that. And here comes the Megabots crew. Let's hope Matt and Guy are okay. gears out of the cockpit. This was a stunning defeat for Team Megabots. Matt seems to be fine as well.
Give him air. Nobody smells gasoline. Yep.
I'm like shaking right now. Okay. Yeah.
That sucked.
Let's go down to Mari. She's caught up with Tsudabashi.
本当にぶちましたね。どういう気分ですか今？
怖かった。もうなんかもう手ちょっと震えちゃって。
もう中に入ってる時、クラタスと心合体した感じしました？
いやもうそれどころじゃなかったね。もうよくわかんないからとりあえずまっすぐ行って殴るんだと思ったんだけど。
まあ次はイーグルプライムです。タクティクス変わりますか？
今回多分倍になってくるから重量が多分そんなに簡単に倒れないと思うんですよ。だからちょっとまあ作戦はちょっと言えないで。
わかりました。まあこのバトルでは感動しましたよ。
ありがとうございます。
頑張ってください。
Let's check out the Duel 1 replay.
It looks like Iron Glory's cannonball actually broke in the barrel. It had no effect on Karada's. Matt was trying to aim 2 guns simultaneously. Looks like he couldn't line up the missile launcher in time.
Whether or not that cannonball hit, Karadis was just coming in way too fast.
And given how much momentum Karada's had, that punch was destined to knock Iron Glory down.
All right, back to Mari, who's with Team Megabots.
You guys, that was insane. Are you physically okay right now?
The fall was pretty tough. As soon as I saw the robot coming in and felt it going over, I grabbed my helmet and tried to brace myself. It was over pretty fast.
That battle is not how you thought it was gonna go. How are you feeling about your defeat?
I mean, they got in close. Did what he was gonna do.
You've got Eagle Prime coming in now. It was built for this exact battle. How do you think your strategy is gonna change?
We have the weight advantage for the next robot. I'm hoping the next battle goes better.
Good luck to you guys. Back to you, Mike.
So it's 1-0 Japan, Karada-san, and Team Tsudabashi. Sarah, remember we talked earlier about how Karadis was specifically designed to break down or take out Iron Glory. And it's no surprise they utilized their speed advantage and a very precise attack. But now it's prime time. Time for Eagle Prime, and this Megabot is certainly built for metal-to-metal combat.
I mean, it has so many upgrades. It can fire 6 times the cannonballs. It has modular weapons and software upgrades.
All right, tell me about these software upgrades and what we can expect to see.
If you think about it like robot anatomy, Iron Glory had to manually control every muscle. So 1, 2, 3, it's a little bit slow.
Right.
Eagle Prime, however, can actually have coordinated joint movements. And they have 8 pre-programmed moves, so all Matt has to do is push a button and it will do an uppercut.
The Americans, Team Megabots, looking to even the score, and we've got the best seat in the house. It's time for duel number 2, Eagle Prime versus Karatas, our tale of the tech. And we focus solely on Eagle Prime. 16 foot tall when standing, weighs 12 tons, twice as heavy as Iron Glory. And you want to talk about an upgrade, it's 18 times more powerful, from 24 to 430 horsepower.
And don't forget, it's bottom heavy. 60% of its weight is in its base.
Karatas, Eagle Prime, here we go. And there's the horn. Karatas moving in, taking cover behind that wall of barrels.
This is the best it's ever felt.
Eagle Prime gets off the first shot, but it looks like it breaks up inside the barrel. The second shot is effective, exposing Karatas to another attack.
Keep going. I want to close in on him.
Eagle Prime crashes through the barrels.
I bet you they can't even feel that. That robot is 12 tons.
And there's a third shot.
Okay, I hit him. I don't know if it's doing anything, but I hit him.
How about this? Karatas launches a drone.
It launched a drone. Keep going.
I see it. Don't let it distract you.
They've spotted it. They're going to try to knock it out. And they make contact with it.
It's on. It's stuck on the cockpit.
Look at that. Smoke is pouring out of the drone.
He's coming. I see him coming on the monitors.
Get me to the car. Let's block him with the car.
Landing a huge right hook on the top vehicle there. And it comes crashing down.
Nice.
Team Megabots is really taking advantage of the 430 horsepower that they have. That allows Matt and Guy to really control the arena with that arm.
Okay, go around the car. A little more. Really clearing it. He's coming for us.
Eagle Prime, Karatas, engage in close combat. A big body shot by Karatas.
Hit that arm.
Keep in mind, that steel fist is 600 pounds. And another body shot. Karatas looking to do damage. Eagle Prime counters with the claw. Oh, firing a big shot. That connects. And another. Eagle Prime targeting the midsection of Karatas. Oh, check this out. Eagle Prime using that cannon as a battering ram, targeting the area on Karatas that has a lot of sensitive electronics.
I don't think he can move.
Eagle Prime continuing to do damage with that cannon. These armor panels are being torn off of Karatas.
The robot stopped. Going safe. Locking out.
Wait a second.
Engine off.
All right, the robots now appear to be stuck.
All right, we really need to swap this cannon out.
So Karatas and Eagle Prime are basically stuck. In fighting terms, they're stuck in the clinch.
Right, it looks like they hit the E-stop, which immediately shut down both robots.
So now it's time to reset, retool, and continue the duel. All right, let's check back in with Mari, who's with Karata-san.
倉田さん、もうイーグルプライム殴りましたね。どんな感じでした？
殴ったね。ガンガン感触もあったし、多分多少は効いたと思うけど、やっぱりちょっと体重負けしてる気がするね。
そうですね。で、目つぶし作戦はどう思いました？よくいきました？
そこまでは規定通りうまくいってる。ただその後がちょっとうまくない。
で、次のラウンドに入るんですけども、この指大変もう残念ですよね。相当ダメージが起こってます。
やっぱ物作る人にはね、ちょっと手って結構象徴的だから、ちょっと屈辱感じるし、なんかやっておりますよ。
こんなダメージ起こってるんですけども、まだ勝てますか？
大丈夫、ぶっ壊します。
かっこいいです。頑張ってください。
Let's take a look at the Duel 2 replay. After a cannon malfunction, Eagle Prime gets off a beautiful shot.
You can see Karata's armor took a hell of a beating from the opening shot.
Karatas counters with the distraction technique, utilizing a drone. But that doesn't stop Eagle Prime from delivering a massive blow to the Tower of Cars, leaving a trail of destruction in the arena. Karadas moved in and delivered a punch of its own, slamming into that front grille of Eagle Prime as the two robots squared off point blank. Eagle Prime using the cannon any way it can to get an advantage. But these robots are locked together and had to be reset. Let's check back in with Mari, who's with Team Megabots.
You guys, how was that?
That is how it's done. You grab them, you beat the out of them.
Yeah, you guys had some crazy punches. For all of us who don't get to be in that, what is that like?
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. You're getting rocked around. It's kind of a little bit scary as you're kind of anticipating, am I going to fall over if I grab them or if I push too hard? So there's a lot to think about, kind of how you're landing those attacks.
I can only live vicariously through you guys. Now, what did you think of Karadas' secret weapon?
When I saw it launch, I just remember yelling at Guy, saying, there's a drone, there's a drone. And I really wasn't prepared to see things coming from the sky, but my first reaction was just like, get the claw up, try to swat it. Looks like I hit it, but it ended up on the cockpit anyways.
Now, I see there's a weapon swap going on. What can we expect from Team Megabots?
So I think we realized that once we get in close, the cannon isn't that effective. I was trying to use it as a battering ram as we were kind of entangled there, but I think we need to focus on something that can deal a little more damage up close.
I think it's time for some like good old-fashioned American melee. I think that's where this is going.
There you go. Very excited to see you guys. Good luck.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Both robots are now reset and ready.
Alright, let's do this. Get those arms in the air.
Eagle Prime, Karadas, here we go.
Alright, moving forward.
Karadas getting into position, turning slightly. And Eagle Prime takes the lead here, knocking over barrels with that powerful chainsaw.
Let's go.
That's a 4-foot, 40-horsepower chainsaw, and it was originally designed to cut through rock.
We'll see how Karadas attempts to deal with this attack.
Okay, he's moving. He's firing, he's firing.
Those 6 barrels can fire up to 2,000 rounds per minute. That could easily take out Eagle Prime's cameras.
Are those paintballs? What are you thinking? Okay, move over to that light truss. Let's try something.
Wow, Eagle Prime has grabbed the lighting truss. It's all coming down, folks. Karadas keeps unloading on Eagle Prime relentlessly.
Oh my god.
What? Oh, that's awesome.
That's ridiculous. What do you think about this? Nice. Engaging. Grab him.
And Zara, that truss gets tossed to the side. Eagle Prime approaches Karadas, and now it appears a shoving match is taking place.
I got him. I got his arm. I got his hand. That thing got bent up.
That chainsaw is now activated.
Locking up on his hand. feeling.
Taking it down systematically.
Oh my
Man,
God,
they're coming our way.
I don't
What are you
think-
worried about? You're the
No.
robotics expert.
That's why I'm scared. I think
What
we
are you
should go.
talking about? Can he get the finish right here?
God.
Wow!
We're getting close,
This
man.
is crazy.
No, I don't.
Well,
no.
what?
I think we
Hold
should
up!
go. No, we
Get
should
the out of here! I have never seen anything like this. The chainsaw's still eating away at Karatis' shoulder. And we have a winner. Team Megabots, Eagle Prime. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
That's how it's done, baby!
You know, it's really amazing, the turn of events that has happened here. Karatis came out so strong in that first fight, toppling Iron Glory almost immediately. But then the momentum shifted to Team Megabots. Eagle Prime went on the aggressive, utilized that chainsaw for an outstanding finish. Here comes Karatis-san, showing great sportsmanship. Big smiles all around, a true class act. History has been made.
Two worthy opponents in the first ever giant robot duel. USA versus Japan. Team Megabots, how are you feeling?
Pretty good, pretty good. Obviously things went pretty well for us there. We've got an awesome team. I wanted to thank everybody who helped put this together. It's crazy.
Awesome. It was just an amazing experience. Both fights, I think, were just out of this world. It's what we've been waiting for. This is it.
And Kurata-san, 一言。
すっげえ楽しかった。
What does the future hold?
I think it's time to make this a sports league. I think it's time to get some rules, some weight classes, bring this show on the road. Let's do it. Good fight. Worth it.
Thank you, thank you.
What an amazing spectacle. Back to you, Mike.
So when it is all said and done, Eagle Prime wins the gold at this first ever giant robot fight. For Sara Nadiri and Mari Takahashi, this is Mike Goldberg saying so long from the steel mill in Japan.
Hi, Twitch.
Hello there. Didn't see ya. My name's Matt Orline, the gunner of the Giant Robot Duel. This here's Guy, the driver of the Eagle Prime and the Giant Robot Duel.
So we wanted to thank you guys for joining us. We intend to do a lot more live, right? So what you guys just saw was the beginning. It is not the end, it is the start of a long road. So what we want to do, the reason this is on Twitch is because we want to bring you guys what this looks like live. So you want to see how the robots are made? Awesome, let's do it. You want to see how the robots are tested? Let's do it. We just got both robots back from Japan literally today. The Iron Glory robot is sitting in front of me and Eagle Prime's outside. So
over the next few years, the next year and going onward, we've got a lot of feedback from our fans. They want to see this stuff happen live. The duel obviously was pre-recorded because we're here now and not in Japan. And so people are like, that was awesome, but now I want to see it live. And so that's what we're going to try to give to you. We're going to be doing testing, building our next set of robots. And giving this stuff to you in the moment and just kind of giving you that more immediate experience. So we're really excited to bring that to you. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and so you can follow our progress as we do that. And also subscribe on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and our mailing list.
But, really I think what we've done so far over the past year and a half, 2 years, is like we've had these cool, epic videos, really high production quality, right? We spent a lot of time on them. We had a lot of fun with them. We don't know if they're the right way to go. Maybe the answer is that we should be here every day, every couple days, showing you guys what's happening, listening to you guys when you say what you want to see in a robot fight, right? Or what you want to see when these robots are
So make sure you tweet to us, let us know. We're always listening to our fans, so we're doing this for you guys. We're trying to bring everyone's collective childhood dreams to life, and that is yours included. So
we need your help.
We need your help.
Help us out.
Let us know.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good night.
Fade to black, maybe.